G'day guys, HJ Bricks here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Mandalorian Helmet series. Now I know what you might be thinking, I've already done a video of this set, but that was just the speed build. Today I'm going to be doing an in-depth review of this set and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a comparison to some other Mandalorian stuff I've got around my house. Now of course, this is the Mandalorian Helmet. This is set 18 and up. Set 75328, and it has 584 pieces, so a fairly sizable build. This set retails for $85 here in Australia. As you can see here on the box, we have the Mandalorian from another angle with the little helmet collection label down there. And here we just have another picture of the helmet, and then we have some in-universe designs, as well as the actual height of the helmet. So we can see it's going to be 18 centimeters or 7 inches tall. But that's pretty much it for the box. Now, of course, if you've watched the speed build, you know that I've already built this set. If you haven't seen that video, please go and check it out. I'll put a link in the description. That would be greatly appreciated. But here is the Mandalorian helmet. And man, does she look fantastic. Just look at the angles on this set. The way that they've managed to get that helmet to just sculpt perfectly. It really does look like the Mandalorian. I am super happy with it. Now, when buying this set, the main thing that I'm sure a lot of people would be going for is we can see this metallic silver tile pieces. I think these look absolutely fantastic. So you can see here, all this section of the head is in that lighter sort of grey, and we have this stuff in that really shiny, and so I think that really makes the helmet stand out nicely. It's obviously not like the in-universe designs where we can see the entire helmet is that full metallic, but I do think it looks really nice, and I think if they went all of that metallic silver, it would be a bit over the top. So I think it's really great the way that they've done it. One of my favourite parts about this set is how nicely they've managed to level this out so we can see the different layers there. I just think that looks so great, and it really, adds just to the whole vibe of the build. It really looks and feels like the Mandalorian. Now, when I was doing my 2022 sets overview video, I did mention that this visor here is actually technically wrong for the Mandalorian. It should actually be a bit skinnier. And then we saw in the Boba Fett helmet that his was too wide, so they kind of needed to be swapped around. But I think in the scheme of things, it's not really that big of an issue. You know, when you've got this sitting on your shelf, I really don't think you're going to notice it that much. I think it looks fantastic. It's going to be such a great display piece. And for those Mandalorian fans, I would say this is an absolute must-have. Even if you don't have any of the other helmets, I would definitely recommend buying it. The only other helmet I've got is the Stormtrooper helmet. I will put a link to that review down in the description, but I definitely think this is my favourite helmet out of all of the ones that have been released. Of course, we can see down here we have the Mandalorian plaque, so that does look so nice. It's so crisp. It just, perfectly levels out these sets. I think these sets are fantastic. Of course, the only thing I would add to one of these helmet sets is the character, because I really feel like when you're paying, $85 for a set, a nice little character just to pop next to it would be a nice addition. But other than that, I have no complaints for this set. It looks amazing. Now, as I mentioned, the only other helmet set I have is the Stormtrooper, and so I just wanted to do a quick little comparison just so you can see what these two look like. So you can see they're pretty much almost the same height. Mandalorian is going to be a little bit taller, but majority the same. As you can see, both of them have the same exact black base built around the same structure, and they both have that same plaque, just one of them obviously says Stormtrooper. Now if we turn the heads around, can see very similar designs in like the earpiece sort of sections here, and pulling the set around, some detail on the back there. That's pretty much all for these two sets. I definitely think the Mandalorians looks a lot nicer. I just prefer these tiled colors, and I prefer the Mandalorian as a character. A lot of the OG Star Wars fans would probably want to go for the Stormtrooper, and it is a nice one to have in the collection. But yeah, Mandalorian is just going to win it for me. Now, also, another thing to note is that the Mandalorian doesn't have any stickers in this set, which is so great. I was so happy when I discovered that. I mean, I can't really see any point where they would need to use stickers, but yeah, that was something unfortunate I found with the Stormtrooper helmet. As you can see here, these details here, they all were sticker pieces, as well as these here, which were incredibly hard to get in the exact right position to actually make it look like that is one continuous piece. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the Stormtrooper versus the Mandalorian. Now, one thing that I just mentioned was that I would love to see characters in this set, and so of course I have the Beskar Armor Mandalorian here. This one is from the Mandalorian Forge, so a very nice minifigure. Obviously the detail is just unreal. Probably one of LEGO's most detailed minifigures that they've actually released. But I just think that if LEGO could go the extra way, just get one of these, put it next to the set, I think it would look so fantastic. Even if you could make some little, modification, so you could actually maybe put this plaque kind of over to the side there, so it takes up, so it's not actually in the middle. Sorry, a little bit fiddly. So if we could actually put the plaque like that, and then just have the figure sort of sitting there, I think that would look fantastic. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm just really of the opinion that LEGO should start to include these figures in these sets. For that higher price range, I definitely think it's a necessity. Now, another thing that you might be really interested in is how will this Mandalorian helmet look against other Mandalorian sets. So, I've got one of the bigger Mandalorian sets, but I have Baby Yoda here. And so we can see, if we place them next to each other, they do look fantastic on display. Obviously, the Mandalorian is a completely different size to Baby Yoda, but I think it does look really nice for the scale, and let's just imagine you had a huge shelf. I do think this would look really nice for your collection. Of course, another thing you may want to do is you might want to have a couple of the little minifigures, staged throughout, so you can obviously see there's a huge difference in these scales. But another thing that I will grab is the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda brickheads. So I've had these in my collection for a while now. I have posted a review of those, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. But just popping these down the side here, you can start to make a really fantastic Mandalorian display. I'm not sure if you can tell based on the amount of Mandalorian stuff I have, but he is my favorite character. So I think I'm definitely going to be making some sort of display like this in my room. But I'm currently very limited for space, so we're going to have to see how that goes. But as you can see here, he goes fantastic against these other sort of sets to create a whole big scene. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now, taking all of these other sets away, one more thing that I really quickly wanted to compare is if some of you are maybe a fan of the zine pulp culture pops. Now, these are, of course, the pop vinyls, and I have the Mandalorian here. I also have the Baby Yoda, but I won't bring him out. But I just want to see, if we pop this guy next to the Mandalorian helmet, I just want to see, how that looks. So we can see that, luckily, the Mandalorian helmet is going to be bigger than this one. And so this is obviously, but this is the full-scale figure, as opposed to this only being the helmet. Now, one thing I want to point out here, and I do want to make a video further down the future, which will be, is LEGO really worth it? But we can see this set here is $85, and this here is $20. So that does give you a little bit of a comparison. I mean, it's also just a comparison to see how this sort of stuff would look on your shelf. But that is, of course, a huge $65 price difference for this compared to this. So what do you guys think? Do you think that's worth it? And do you think I should make that sort of video? Is LEGO worth it? Because I really want to do that. I'm really interested to do that. But I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to go down, like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want, please give me a comment. All of it helps so much for my YouTube channel. Now, of course, I think this set is absolutely amazing. Mandalorian is my favorite character, so I might be a bit biased, but I would 100% recommend you buying this set. Maybe don't buy it straight away. That $85 is a little bit steep considering you don't even get a minifigure, but maybe wait just for a couple of months until it goes on sale, maybe even a 20% sale, and then you would be able to buy the helmet and maybe the little microfighter Razor Crest, so you get your very own minifigure. But other than that, this set is fantastic. It looks great against other sets in the collection, and I would definitely recommend it. That's all for today. Please don't forget to check out those other videos. Links will be in the description. I would really appreciate it. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.